This is not the place to be.
This is prison. I'm afraid of being here for the rest of my life.
It's not a college campus by any stretch, but we want to introduce a filmmaking workshop.
For the next 6 weeks, we're gonna create.
I'm gonna use voice off of this.
We're gonna stress.
This can be the turn of my life. This can change my whole entire life.
And we're gonna depend on each other.
I don't trust nobody, but I'm opening up myself to trust everybody in this room.
Because if we don't have that, there's no way we're gonna be able to make our film.
This is a production where your company is going to come in and get 8 inmates together, rotating around the different functions of filmmaking to give them some skills and, you know, try and keep them out of the penitentiary.
Right.
The department's going to support any program that's going to prepare an inmate to be successful when they parole.
But we're watching them collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see and be able to let these men talk honestly amongst themselves and to us about what life is like in prison. All the while, they're learning a skill and making a film. Each one of them will make a film. And we're giving the prison equipment. Not going to cost you anything.
Well, I got to tell you, the thing I like about the project is the department will benefit from the donation of the hardware.
Right.
How do you select these folks?
We're going to go through a casting situation where there'll be a survey that we'll create, and they'll write why they would want to be part of the program. We go through all the applications, and we're going to narrow it down to 9 people. And I'm curious, as a filmmaker, to see the whole collaborative effort of 9 strangers, basically, getting together to make a film.
I'm very excited about the first day. I'm ready to make a movie. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, man. And I'm like thankful for the opportunity. Ready to learn. Last night before I went to sleep, I thought about my family. Thought a lot about my daughter, of course. I always swore that I'd always be there. But then life sort of takes a turn because of what you fail to plan, or in the way in which you plan fails. And I thought about what sort of impact will this have on my life. I'm hoping to learn as much as I can about filmmaking. I've been here over 10 years, kidnapped for robbery. After I originally was arrested on this case, it was like, this is your last wake-up call. I know I can't change the past. All I can do is move forward. When you do make your change, it can be a real lonely road, especially in this environment. Not a lot of people really trying to change.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Right?
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Troy.
How you doing, Troy?
I'm doing good.
Cool.
Doing good. Nice to meet you.
What's up, fellas?
Sure.
Yeah.
How you doing?
James, right?
Yeah.
Pepe.
All right. How you doing?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
My name's Pepe Urquijo. I'm 36 years old. Just turned 36. I've been doing this for a really long time, and I've worked with 7th graders all the way to senior citizens, you know, and everybody in between. Let me just tell you right off the bat how honored and thrilled I am to be here, to be able to help you guys tell a story. We're gonna walk you through the whole process, from beginning, from the thought, you know, to what you write, to the screen, to the final applause that we do at the end when we share all of our final films.
Originally, the idea was to put cameras in the hands of prisoners and let them just go off and make films without any real training. 47 states said no, and it wasn't until we came to California that we suggested a film school. But my hope is, with programs like this, is that our 9, if they do get out, when they get out, won't come back.
I know a lot of you got stories. I'm gonna push you for those stories, but most importantly, these are your stories. Nobody here is gonna tell you, do this, do that. I'm just here to guide you on this journey. This class is gonna rock, I'm telling you. It's just gonna blow your mind. You're gonna learn the camera. Tomorrow we're gonna get out, start shooting, so that by the end of the week on Thursday, you'll have gotten a little bit of experience of editing what you already shot this week. And everybody, Lonnie is gonna be the assistant. Lonnie, shake your hands, how you doing?
Good.
Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for being here.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, great.
The selection process was a difficult one because I felt each one of them was an individual. Initially, we had 50 applicants, and we interviewed 50 people. I'd say we had 6 that really impressed us. And then we sort of slogged out the other 3, and they were, you know, very valuable too. And the prison approved it, Discovery approved it, everybody approved it.
Okay, so now we're gonna work with the camera. I want you guys to put your heads together and figure out how do you put the battery on the camera.
And this one goes to that timeout. Look, it says, how do you put the battery on the camera?
Connect the power supply.
The power supply is the battery.
Where's the microphone go? Where does the headphone go?
Headphones right here. Look, we got 2 channels, so we're on 1 channel.
The very just basics.
No, I ain't got it.
I thought it was pretty neat that you're going to be able to take something like filmmaking and offer it to people like us. I did a little bit of video production when I was younger in junior high, and I really liked it.
Hey, Lauren. Hey, TULIO, you know, with the LP. I'm going to the beach.
The levels all the way up. Are we channel 1 or channel 2?
Channel 1.
We're on channel 1?
This is very intriguing. I don't just see this as just an experience because I'm in prison, but I also see this as a valuable tool for me after prison. I've taken every opportunity to better myself. My past decisions hurt people, and I never, ever want that to happen again.
There we go. I feel pretty blessed. I think it's a great opportunity. I can't believe there's something like this in a prison. I like to learn. I'm pretty willing to keep a pretty open mind, but I also like to share what I learn. I think, like, you know, film, that's a great way to share knowledge. And I got some pretty good ideas floating around in my head.
This class, I'm gonna take it as far as I wanted to. I have short time, you know. It's not that much time I have to do. I don't have to go to programs, just go to work and do my time, but it comes out of me that I want to learn, you know.
I'm an addict. And before I came to prison, I was so wrapped up in my addiction that I was totally wasting everything about my life. I'm actually glad to be here. It might be weird to hear that, but I am glad to be here. I don't want to walk away from this time with nothing.
I just think it would be something interesting to learn, you know what I mean? I like to do what he's doing. I like to, you know, film stuff like that. I try not to think about being in here. It's depressing. I've been here quite a few times.
When I think about this class and what I've been through in the past, I kind of get scared. I mean, like, I have done some heinous stuff, but I look at this and I just be like, why am I getting treated like this? Why do I get to do this? What did I do to deserve this, you know? And then that fear comes along. If something good happened to me, something bad is about to happen to me next.
Taking your job, Bob.
Well, keep in mind, gentlemen, whatever we're gonna create here has to come with some type of idea. Those ideas then need to be transferred onto a piece of paper. So what I wanted to do was this little exercise that I do called the fork in the road. On this 4x6 card, I just want you to write a moment in your life where you had to make a decisive decision. It could be like a major achievement. It could be a time that was like a bad setback.
Are we just supposed to read off the card, or?
You could read off the card, yeah.
2 minutes starting when now?
Yeah, right
Sure.
now. For me, it was baseball. Baseball was my thing, and when I was 18, I went to a scouting bureau in Santa Rosa at the Santa Rosa JC. And after I completed the program, they sent me to Arizona to go to college. I was there for a couple months, and my girlfriend at the time told me that she was pregnant. You know what I mean? So I, you know, up and left everything I had going for me, and went back and found out she wasn't pregnant. So I messed up my life, you know, by not finishing that.
What school was that you
Arizona State.
Oh, you're going to ASU?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just kept getting in trouble after that. And here I am 19 years later, you know.
Thanks for sharing that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I used to have problems telling this story I'm about to tell. Real deep problems. I used to live right across the street from John Muir, the projects, back in the 80s when there was this really cracked out. And my mom was on drugs, and her husband was on drugs. It wasn't my father. But the school was right across the street from where we lived, and my brother used to hold my hand and walk and take me to school every day. I was 5 years old. And one day, when I was waiting for him, he wasn't there. I made the decision to go on my own, and so I went across the street. And I made it across the street safely. So I went up some stairs. I finally made it to my apartment. I started realizing there's a whole bunch of people by my door. I walked through the crowd. I'm like, they're in my house. And I realized it's the paramedics. And I look, and my mama had a knife in her heart. Come to find out, her husband stabbed her 5 times in the chest, 4 times in the chest and once in the heart. And that stayed with me for a long time. It's with me today. And I just like, why did I make the decision to go across the street without my brother? Every time I cross the street with my brother, nothing really happened. But when I did it on my own, my mom actually was pronounced dead. And with the grace of Allah, they revived her. She was pronounced dead for 30 seconds, though. Bring her back. So I was kind of in fear doing stuff on my own for a long, long time.
Wow, man. Thanks, you guys, for sharing that. Sometimes in your process of being creative, you're also gonna learn something about yourself. I think we're getting off to a real good start. Real good start.
San Quentin is world famous. It's a legend. It has a history, good and bad. We've had, violence over the years. We house Condemned Row here. This is the only place where California has executions. When people talk about San Quentin today, it is regarded as a place that offers more opportunity than probably most other institutions. The vast majority of these guys are going back out in the community, and I think it's important that people get in a learning environment because we really want to have an impact on how they behave when they go back out. The fundamental issue overall is public safety. Taking a California, for instance, where we have over 170,000 inmates in prison, and the recidivism rate is plus or minus 70%. We've got people going out, coming in on a fairly constant basis. Part of the problem is we focus on victims and victims groups, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't. We should, but we should also realize that with the people that are going out and coming back in, the reason they're coming back in is they probably created a new victim. And it seems to me that part of the charter for prisons should be to try and reduce the number of potential victims in our community. And I believe that's public safety.
What's up, man? How you doing? What's up? How you doing, man? All right. Cool. We got a lot to do in a real short period of time. I'm gonna pass out this paper. I want you to just take a look at this and pass it to the person sitting next to you. We're gonna discuss like a variety of shots. We got wide shot, medium shot, close-up, pan, tilt, extreme close-up, and then you're gonna go out and film it. And notice I didn't say the word zoom, so I don't wanna see any zooms. If you wanna get closer to something, you get closer to something. So now we're gonna learn about our friend, the tripod. You can make it smaller, make it taller, like that. This thing right here, take it off. You line them up, and then you're just ready to pop it on. Every shot that you guys are gonna do today, whether it's the medium, the close-up, the wide, whatever it is, I want you guys to film it for at least 10 seconds, okay? So you want to...
When I first got the phone call about teaching a film class here, I couldn't believe it. This, first of all, had never been done before. I was just like, wow, what a great opportunity, the amount of change you could do with somebody's life and just give them another way to see the world, another way to share a story. And it's as much as a learning experience for me as it is for them.
All right, so let's get 4 people out. Don't worry about the case. Just worry about the tape. Good luck.
It was a crossroad in my mind to even sign up for this program. Actually, I can kind of point out the time when my life went bad. Yeah, I was about 13 years old. I was beat up because I stayed in this particular neighborhood. A group of guys approached me, and they was like, where you from? What gang you from? From my mama's womb. That used to be my little thing, right? So I should be farther back from you. So I got beat up, and that day, I accepted violence as though it was just a natural thing in life. And I accepted an attitude that went along with that. And that attitude is what began to destroy my own life. I remember driving around on my 25th birthday thinking, man, what I'm gonna do now? I'm supposed to be dead because I didn't expect to live beyond 25. I think it was a blessing for me to be able to try to hold on to some hope. I give thanks to my mother. It's because of the unconditional love that she gave me that I'm able to love today. She never gave up on me. The last 11 years have been a journey for me, and I've grown immensely. This is not an end for me. This is just a beginning.
Almost done. Your masterpiece. So are you trying to get your close-up right now? Are you trying to get your medium shot? What are you trying to get right now? The medium? More like a wide shot. Why don't you get closer, man? I'm not getting much of the flowers.
What do you want to shoot?
I'm gonna get the castle first.
All right.
I think that's close enough. I don't know.
You could look through there, you know?
I ain't never seen through here. We didn't even see this view right here. I'll give you a wide shot right there.
What do you think?
I think that's perfect.
Can I use you for an extreme shot? You mind?
Oh, yeah. You got to get closer for that extreme.
What are you doing? We got to use a tripod on this exercise.
Oh, we have to?
Yeah. That's good. He's pushing it. You see how he's pushing it? He's working it, man.
He's like, okay, I want to do this.
He's got the guerrilla filmmaker 101 down. Because that's the rule. You go until they stop you. What are you working on now? Because, you know, we got 1 minute left.
I'm just going to get an extreme shot, man. I forgot.
Extreme close-up? That's a really good close-up. Yeah. I like how you have it framed, right? You got it.
Get one more real quick.
All right, that's it.
So you good?
Thank you.
Yep. I like working with him.
I don't think I did too bad. It's my first silent film. That's my close-up shot right there. Wait, it gets better. It gets better. Not so bad. Not so bad. Thank you.
That was my close-up. This is my extreme close-up.
You like at the ATM doing something you're not supposed to do.
This is my wide shot of the castle. We call it Castle Grayskull. When I first came here, that terrified me when I seen that. You don't know what's inside. It's quiet on the outside. When you get inside, it's louder than the stadium. Dirty, loud, people throwing stuff. Thank you.
You know, part of this exercise that I wanted you guys to get out of it was also that how confined you are when you are on the tripod, you know? So that our next exercise will be without the tripod. All this is building up. It's building up to your final project, right?
Pepe, this is the warden. I don't know if you...
How you doing? Yeah,
we met.
Yeah, we met.
You've got an opportunity here to make a legacy, okay? And, you know, it's one thing to come in here and do time. It's another thing to come in and do time and then to leave something functional to be remembered by. okay? And you know, you got an opportunity to form something here that people behind you will benefit from. And this is the first time this has been done, and you don't get to do that very often. So keep at it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Let it happen.
Don't be a stranger.
All right.
Here, you know?
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, see ya.
Thank you. You're going to be the first class of San Quentin Film School, so now you've got a little extra pressure on yourselves that you probably didn't realize you had.
I accept this kind of pressure any day as opposed to the other pressure I've been up under.
The warden's actually pretty cool. I think he is doing a lot to try to help us out.
Yeah, I think this is a big part of that rehabilitation right here. I mean, well, it's something that you can learn from.
Well, he believes in education.
Well, yeah.
But you'll have to want it. And a place like this helps, but you have to want it yourself. We know prison, it don't really rehabilitate nothing.
No.
It don't. You can take a person and throw them in a place like this, and this place is full of opportunities. But if a person don't want it, you ain't gonna see nothing.
A lot of people are really scared of their own potential. They really don't, you know, they're scared to take that step forward. And it's easier sometimes to sit back and say, man, look at what they doing, and talk about them than it is to really go out there and do it and face possible rejection or even acceptance.
We'll call it a day. See you guys tomorrow.
Before I got in this class, I never had a camera in my hand. It opens up a lot of doors. So I'm pretty excited.
So you got pardon the mess, you know.
I got caught with some mushrooms, possession of a controlled substance, and I didn't go to visit my probation officer.
This is what I wake up to. I wake up and there's a bunch of naked men in the shower.
What happened was they took my probation away, and then they'd fill out the time that my original charge was, which was 2 years.
So this is it. This is just what I sleep underneath. I don't even sleep underneath the blanket. It's too hot. It's hot in here at night. But I guess I'll show y'all inside the box, you know. There's pictures of home, that's the river.
I miss being home. I miss the river where I live, actually. And my friends and whatnot. Yeah, that's probably what I miss the most. I was just writing a letter today about it.
That's my favorite cat, Tito, right there.
I feel pretty blessed that I have enough friends that are willing to write me a letter every now and then.
I try not to spend too much time around here. It gets boring. Lay in bed and read. It could be worse. I could be locked in a cell house. When I first got here and I was over in reception, the cell was like as wide as this. It had 2 people in it. It's very confining to me, you know. I'm used to wide open spaces, and more so than the confining is the noise. You know, there's always a sound, there's always light, and there's always people talking. There's a TV on, and the lights buzzing. It's a hard adjustment for me. It's one thing I'm really looking forward to, actually, is to have that silence and that wide openness again, you know?
It's only got like 3 more months to go, and then I'm gone. It's hard not to count the days.
Setting up right.
6176.
This class, I didn't really know what to expect, but it's way more than I thought it was going to be.
People sitting up.
6 weeks doesn't seem very long. It's not very long. It's really, really gonna suck that it ends.
So we got a couple things happening today. We're gonna actually do a little bit of sound. These boom poles are really cool, but I want you guys to assemble this You try to get as close as you can to whoever is being filmed so that you get better sound.
All right, can you say something, Bruce?
But it shouldn't be in his frame.
Yeah, so that way you gotta look at him. You guys have to like build a communication with each other. Like, oh, is that the best place for the microphone? You gotta be looking at him, Christopher, to let him know when is it cool to bring the mic up more or bring the mic up down.
I can't hear nothing, so.
Right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's listening, right? He's doing the boom, right? You're trying to communicate to him without disrupting the interview. Because right now, Troy is just like sharing something really personal with him, right?
It all started with my 3rd grade teacher.
You see? You see? So you don't want to disrupt that moment, right? You know, keep looking at him. Keep looking at him, man.
I got a new respect for you. I swear, this one.
What are you in here for, Troy?
For something.
Do you enjoy your time here? What kind of programs are you in?
I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy the programs here. I think the programs here are spectacular. I think it provides any person who wants to make a change in their life. I think that this is the perfect place to do it at.
All right, good job, guys.
Y'all want to check it out real quick?
Good job. So we're gonna head out into the yard. This time I want you guys to really be thinking composition, and you're gonna do the sound. The only thing you have to do with sound is just ask one person one question.
What's up, baby? Answer like a question?
Sure.
Yeah, for you. For me?
Yeah.
All right.
What's the question?
All right. Well, hold on. Let me get everything set up real quick. Just curious, man. Just got a question for you. If you could say one thing that you want to say to anybody out in America right now, what do you think you'd want to say?
There's a lot of people that deserve apologies. As a class of people, we've all hurt, damaged, offended a lot of people. So we all need to apologize for that.
That's it. That's it. Have a nice day. All right, thank you.
I'm just really happy and glad that I was able to take this class. I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to describe to you or to anybody here how thankful I am. Getting busted was like the best thing that could have happened. It was helping a friend out manufacture hash oil, and I got blown up. I pretty much died. When I was about to die, I said 2 things to myself. I'm seeing all these flames, and I could still see, you know, and I basically said to myself, I can't believe this is how I'm gonna die. Hey, thank you, man.
No problem.
I appreciate it a lot. The second thing is I'm going to prison.
Hey, I'll pay you if I have some money. I'll pay you.
Thank you. Good.
I'll pay in full. I'll just pay my actors, man.
All right. Hey, you're actors. I'm not acting. I know. This is live. True life.
I screwed up big time. I did something wrong, but I'm not a bad person. I just made a bad choice because I don't you know?
I think I'm gonna get Mitch. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
What's up? What's your name? All right. Yeah, I heard you be rapping. Let me get a bar, man. Let me hear what you can do.
It's anathema. They try to numb and sleep me like anesthesia. Went from a man of leisure to doing standard procedure. With a pen and a pen, I started planning my freedom.
How's it feel to be in prison? How does it feel to be in prison?
Yeah.
Well, I guess a lot of things come with that, a lot of feelings. I know it don't feel good.
How you plan on staying out?
Staying out, well, first I'm gonna disassociate myself with all the people who got me here to begin with, you know? And the whole lifestyle that got me here, because it's not like you wake up one day in the morning and, you know, say I'm gonna come to prison.
My plans when I get up out of here is to parole to Oakland. I'm from down south. And parole to Volunteers of America, to continue to work with kids, continue to get my education, get out there, be a productive citizen, to stop this violence so we don't repeat this cycle, and to get back to my community and friends and make sure my kids, well, they don't follow this path.
All right, y'all got to flip. Y'all got to switch now.
Here you go.
Well, I've always had a fascination with films, ever since I was young. Because of the way the program was set up, sometimes I feel like the odd man out. But I'm really learning better how to be a facilitator, because I have to work with the guys in the process.
Okay, that's good.
So I don't mind. I mean, it's just one of those things where sometimes you do feel like, oh, I want to edit, man, you know, and let me get on the camera, you know, I want that shot, you know, that kind of thing there.
I just got my high school diploma 3 months ago. It took 28 years to get it, and now that I have my high school diploma, they invited me to come back and be a tutor. So just within the last week, I've been a tutor, helping other people to get their GEDs and high school diplomas.
I've done 30 years in prison. Part of the reason I've done the 30 years in prison is because of the nature of my crime. In the process of robbing a jewelry store, I shot and killed a police officer. I had sentenced to what you call 7 years to life. Well, after 7 years of incarceration, technically I was eligible for parole. I took a human life, and I know that that's a price. You can't pay that price. You can't say, well, you know, it's worth 20 years or 30 years or 40 years. There's no limit on the price you pay. Since I've been incarcerated, I've got a Bachelor of Arts degree in communication. I have founded 2 organizations. I participate in every self-help group that's available. I've got psychiatric clearances, but I'm consistently being denied parole because of who I killed. That's cool. I'm not asking anybody to forget what I did, because I can't forget what I did. But I am asking that, you know, they find within themselves to forgive me.
Good morning. How you doing, man?
Pretty well.
Cool, man. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, too.
Right on, right on. Good morning. How you doing, sir? We're gonna do our pitches today for your final project. You're gonna get 10 minutes. Start off with the strongest idea you got, and then we'll give you feedback. I really want to hear what you guys think, because what we want to do is make our stories the best that they can be.
Yeah, I call it an American Muslim.
Okay.
I'm of the Islamic faith, and I realize that, you know, it's one religion, but it's several different ways people practice it. I will explore how people view an American Muslim and how people view a Muslim from the Eastern world, you know?
Okay. Gentlemen, got constructive notes here?
I think that would be something that's real interesting. I mean, to me, I don't know anything about it.
I don't really understand the difference between Islam and Christianity, you know what I mean? And I don't think a lot of America does.
See? Well,
they're associating that with terrorism, you know what I mean? And that's not true.
You see, you just had like 2 comments there from like an audience. If any notes came out of that for you, write those down, write those thoughts, because you just right now, you just explained your position in a very clear way. If you could just communicate that with the camera, you're gonna have a really good documentary on your hands, man. Let's give him a hand for being the first guy, man. Thank you, Christopher.
And I was thinking about something along the lines of, you know, maybe interviewing the doctors and some of the medical staff.
Are you doing your pitch right now?
Well,
Are you
no.
pitching us? Is he pitching us? Yeah. Is he pitching us? He's pitching us, man. I see, man. You're gonna pitch us.
There's a lot there with showing kind of how they distribute the medicine here and the way the nurses go through West Block.
I think that's a really, really, really good idea. The medicine in the shadows.
Write that down, Buckshot. That's a freebie. Hit us.
All the wasted talent that's in here. You know, whether it be sports or musicians or artists.
It's a story about the effect of a father's absence in his child's life.
In the last 4 years, California alone counts for almost 4,000 murders. So I wanted to compare that to Iraq.
Start thinking of this visually. What are you seeing? What are we seeing?
Documentary on dams and how they affect the river systems and the wildlife around it.
Still Dreaming, My Music, My Soul is the story of a guy who's a songwriter and he's in prison, but he really discovers his songwriting talent while he's in prison.
So imprisonment, the California prisons, you know.
A prison cooking documentary? Because I've had some better meals in here than I've had on the outside.
Got to.
Yeah, no, not what custom.
Oh, okay.
They make awful food, but what we make.
A prison cooking show, 101 ways to cook a noodle.
Not only would I make a good documentary, but you might be able to sell a few books too, man.
These guys were hungry. They were just ready to learn, you know, really ready to learn. I was just blessed to be in this class. I was like, wow, you guys, like, you're the class I've been waiting to teach. There's a world out there that could benefit from the stories these guys have to share.
No, I think we gotta wrap it up, man. All
I want to introduce somebody to you here today. Shane, he's gonna be helping you guys on editing. Take it away, Shane.
My name is Shane King. Pretty consistently the last 10, 11 years have been working as a freelance editor, also teaching. Now I teach at the Film Arts Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization in San Francisco, like a filmmaker collective. So we have 4 editing stations, so we're gonna head over there. You guys will be working in pairs.
All right, let's go.
So this is our editing church. These hard drives, if they fall off the tables, they're never gonna work again. What you guys are gonna do is just rewind to the beginning of your tape and capture the entire tape.
This is the nicest computer I've ever seen.
You wanna open up the log and capture window.
Okay, open up the log and capture window, which is...
There it is.
Now it's doing it automatically. It's
Nope, now you gotta click now, and then you're gonna select what part of the shot you want. As an editor, you are extremely powerful. You can take anything and turn it into almost anything else.
This is a dream. I don't want it to end.
I think it's...
I pride myself on giving myself a second chance. Since I've been here, I've got an AA degree. I got a GED. I'm getting out in 7 months. So just like, what are you gonna do? I can go work, or I can go back to the streets, and I don't want that to be an option, you know what I'm saying? I want to eliminate that option.
So, okay, here we go. Let's see the masterpieces. And I want to hear from everybody. Here's Kenny's.
And he asked me if I had any expectations.
The clips with her talking weren't supposed to be of her talking. They were supposed to be her voice on Bruce saying, oh, I was walking to Asian and I got these cat calls. And that was my whole purpose. So that's not the way it was supposed to be.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Troy.
So there's Bruce, and kind of like that little close-up through Bruce's eyes. Here comes this education, right? And it was supposed to be underlaid over the soundtrack, you know? And then there's Bruce kind of winding everything up, but he looks around, and it's his prison ride going on. With the seagulls, there's seagulls versus the geese with the ducks, right?
So this is Jesse, okay.
When I first started shooting this footage, I wasn't doing anything coherent. As I started looking at it, I noticed that we see these things every day. We're used to these little signs right here, and just the place itself, you know, it's a real place that most people don't even realize, you know, exactly what it is. They think, okay, it's prison. That's where the bad people go or whatever. There's a whole lot more to it. But no, I'm all right with it. You know, my first try, I think I did all right.
Ernesto, here we go.
I just wanted to show, like, the process. You know, you come in, you walk through the fence, you go up the stairs, and, like, people live, people come back in, and they got you. And then that pipe I just liked. I like smoking. That's it.
Oh, Lonnie's on this one. Great.
Every day you have different activities. You have tennis going on. Sometimes you have baseball, but today, since it's wintertime, there's no baseball. But today you just have fellas just coming down here playing basketball.
You know, basketball is a multi-million-dollar sport. People get 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars. What I was thinking about was that even in prison, guys are playing just as hard. There's the same kind of enthusiasm for the game, and they're not getting a dime. I wanted to capture the passions and the feelings and the sights and sounds of the game.
I like the way how smooth it went. You see him play for a little bit, then you interviewing one dude, you show him he's talking, and then he disappears, and you still hear him talking, and they playing basketball. So and it went smooth. That was pretty cool.
All right, the vision of Marvin.
It's not like you wake up one day in the morning and, you know, say, I'm gonna come to prison. It's just something you work at, I guess, you know? It's the lifestyle you live, people you hang with.
I just wanted to get that stuck in your head, like, this is prison. When he said, you know, disassociate myself from the people I hang with, I kind of cut it to his friend, and he, like, looking around. So it's basically kind of give you, like, an indication, like, the person he's standing right next to is, like, you know, he said, well, I got to stay away from him. But because I'm in prison, this is who I have to hang with.
Cool. Okay, Tulio.
I was trying to capture the environment of where we were and the fact that there's a lot of things going on. So I thought the best way was to just kind of show some keys. So like the plants and like that sign that they're relevant. And then what somebody else is doing at the same time that we were preparing to go out and film. So I was trying to make it seem like these were happening simultaneously. I was actually pretty happy with how everything turned out.
Nice.
Did a good job, man. I am jealous.
Good job, Tulio. Here we go. Chris's vision.
I give my blood to see my people stop pitching slugs at one another, cause really hate is the sickest love. A vicious cycle. People live for specific titles. People that live together. I gotta go.
What I wanted to do was just basically catch major scenes, like the bus had just came in, people was against the wall, then I saw the American flag and dude behind his back. Everybody know when you come in, they tell you put your hands behind your back and face the bus. So I wanted to catch that.
Good job. Yep. Last but not least, Sir Buckshot.
I think it pretty much speaks for itself. I like the goose waddling over it and then the cemetery shot. The goose is getting fed, but, you know, we're all gonna die in the end anyway. It can be funny too, you know, and it can be serious.
I've obtained a lot of knowledge since I've been incarcerated.
I like the end where it's just silent in North Block.
I like when you capture the scene, it was like they're watching us even when we die. You know, it's like the graveyard there and we still got a tower over that. So, you know, that's what I got from that. It was big right there. And then the silent part at the end, that killed it.
Yeah.
That killed it right there.
After watching all you guys' stuff, I could have done more with mine than I actually thought. Now I know, you know, I mean, I used my imagination a little more. I could have had something, you know, that was...
Like watching other people's, to me, mine wasn't all that fluid. I felt like I learned from everybody else's watching mine.
I think it's cool because we're all just starting, you know, it's all right.
I was totally scared to let people see my video. I was like, it was like releasing your baby into the world. I was like, I don't understand, they're gonna criticize them, they gonna beat them down.
And I think that if anything that we can walk away with is that to work with what we got and to always be able to piece together a work of art out of what we have.
I know if everybody had even a half hour more, your pieces would be totally different. But time isn't something that we have that much of, and I'm really impressed with what I've seen. You guys did this in 5 days. 10 days ago, we weren't even here. It's only gonna get better. So if you guys can live with that, then hey, man, we're gonna live a really long time. You guys are making a movie, and it's gonna be awesome, man. You know, I need you guys to believe that. You guys need to believe that.
To response. We've had an incident in the gymnasium.
When I get out, I'm guaranteed down there to pick up a gun, you feel me?
This ain't movie land. It's like you cut and everybody's feelings go away and it's all cool. The bottom line is this is prison.
You guys are making a big deal out of it, and it ain't no big deal.
Man, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. If anybody doing something here, man, that I believe is gonna jeopardize this program, I'm gonna say something. Period. I'm gonna say something.